Elijah, you're taking all this stuff in, right? You're gonna be questioning.
What?
Yeah.
Something that I want to offer to everyone is better than what our neighborhood is actually acting. I want to be able to help the earth and people to be able to have friendship instead of always be able to having drug dealers out in the streets always and all of this bad stuff always happening. Instead of that happening, at least we can help them to stop doing that, so young kids don't have to be so rude to their teachers and stuff, and don't have to drop out as usual kids, high schoolers do when they reach graduates.
Alright, so for the community, Yebo is a word that simply means that I hear and I recognize and I'm in agreement. You know, like I kind of agree with what they're saying. So at this time, if you believe what Elijah has said, please say Yebo.
Yebo.
Elijah, I'm not sure that I like tangible things, like things that are like more concrete. So what you've given me is beautiful and I love it. It sounds
But
like
here's one thing, I'm not even
I wasn't finished.
but I was eating.
Oh, no sin.
So not just that, even though I also want to help, but I also want to learn more about engineering and stuff, and to be able to create something much better to create some kind of structure on certain places instead of the houses that are these kind of run down and stuff. Maybe something to help with plants to grow, like we've already created stuff to do drainage, that when there's hillsides, we have like certain drains, but that always doesn't always prove us helpful because those things can get clogged, but that's not the important stuff, mostly. So I mostly want to fix that so we won't have to have those problems in the hood, and in the city they won't have those problems, but in the hood would. So we need to have the same respect as what the city does, where all those rich people live, as much as we should have respect in the hood.
Yebo.
Yebo.
But I didn't hear you give me one deadline. Do you know who Amilcar Cabral is?
No.
You don't know who Amilcar? So you have 2 sets of homework already. You need to find out who Mahat is, and you need to know who Amilcar Cabral is. Amilcar Cabral is important to all of us, every last one of us. His life and his existence transcends the borders or the imaginary lines that our oppressors have created. And the reason for that is because he was a scientist, right? He was an engineer, a philosopher, a thinker, a father, a husband, but most importantly, he was a guerrilla warrior. And in the space of time where they were fighting for freedom, did you know that he created a system of drains? So that while they were in the middle of the forest, that all of the soldiers that were living in there could have systems to get purified water. Did you know that? Teach. So you need to do your homework. So I need a date. In 1 year, what will you accomplish?
1 year, I would accomplish to be able to learn more about what would like different important people back before back in Africa, where a lot of African people created a lot of inventions. And I would like to see that, how they created those inventions and then create a newer version, because there's also new generations and then old generations. There's always supposed to be a new generation right after we're born, and then after another one's born, and after another one's born. So that includes that we should keep on upgrading what we already have about drainage system, how we, what was his name? I keep forgetting his name. But how he created drains to keep soldiers draining all that water and mud, and then purify the water from the sewage, using the sewage.
So Elijah, and brothers and sisters, please tell me if maybe I missed it, but I haven't heard one tangible action. Men are doers. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of brothers that are standing in front of the Fernandez liquor store right now who made promises. Mm-hmm. There are some more brothers that are down Dudley who made promises and didn't have tangible action steps. In 1 year, what will you do? So that way when we come back here in a year, we'll be able to say you were a man of your word. What is one thing that you will do?
One thing I will do is get smarter.
How will that help us? Because Brother Polite is smart.
Yeah.
Red pill, blue pill, they're brilliant.
Yeah, but
Umar.
are they caring? Are they helping the people? Are they trying to...
Are you?
Yes, I have multiple...
How do we know that? That's what we're asking.
You would know that by...
You can sit down.
So you have 12 months to finish it, right? What do you want to do?
What's your plan?
You see this man right here? He has 2 children. This gentleman has 1. Can you join the circle? Brother Joe has 2 children. This sister here has a son. I have 2 daughters. Do you guys have children? 2 sons. No children. No children. None. You think that for all of the parents that are in here right now, playing games will help? Okay. So what is something Brother Joe asked you in 12 months? What will you accomplish? Around the drainage, I heard you talk about drainage. I heard you talk about reading, but I haven't heard anything tangible. Are you going to read 50 books and then create 1 project, or are you going to read 1 book and create 50 projects? What are you going to do with that knowledge? Because there's plenty of people who read a lot.
Yeah. Well, mostly what I think I would do in 1 year is not just also learn, but also teach other kids and friends that I know what about this, what to teach them and how to learn it, because a lot of my friends that usually help, that I see usually teach me stuff, so I'd rather teach them and help them instead of me being helped by them.
I'll open the floor for any other requests or challenges.
So does that mean you're going to create something to teach these boys, or your peers that we'll be able to come to and see in a year? Is that what you're saying?
Kind of.
Kind of?
I think I want to also add something else, because I would also like to, for my friends to also, and my peers and everything, to share that knowledge with other kids, to be able to keep on increasing that for the new generations and then the old generation, to keep on changing, instead of just us staying the same with just a few friends knowing and without teaching any other kids, because then we can't create something there, because we can't multiply it, we can't prosper it. You need to actually show your friends, to be able to show how older people can help them, and then how younger people can learn. Because when you're born, the first thing you learn is your mother's scent. I said and how she smells. That's the first thing you learn. Every baby knows that. And why is that? Because there's something in their DNA. But since I'm not going to get too much in there, pretty much every single person that's born is supposed to learn something. And they're supposed to be able to spread that. Because you can't just spread it without be able to have another person with you. Because, and if you want to adapt something with the human body, or humans mostly, we adapt by going into it by 1 year, maybe 2, even longer. So for certain people it takes weeks, and you have to adapt to be able to go through them.
So in 1 year, what would you still haven't heard that yet?
In 1 year,
I, Elijah, will
be able to help younger kids to learn something else in school.
What is that? Something else? That's
Yeah, what
something
do
wrong.
Yeah, you get away.
So you want to, let me get this straight, so you want to teach them something.
What do you want to teach?
I'm going to meet you halfway. You come up with a topic with something you want to teach the younger generation, and I want you to write an essay. You write an essay, I'll film you, record you speaking your essay, then you could have a video that you could turn around, make a YouTube channel, show to your friends, and that can be a teaching thing, because, you know, if you sound like you got some information up here, I just want to see you put it in paper. You put it in words, and we can do a spoken essay. But I got to see it in writing first. I'm just going to film you to film
I don't
it.
want to say things now because
You have to. This is what we're here for. That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna try to rephrase it, like teach them to learn more about helping the community. Because most communities, they're talking about cleaning garbage and teaching them to throw back garbage into the trash and stop making this, but that's not always what's gonna help. Because we're not, we're like that. Humans throw everything away and anywhere. That's not what we're supposed to do. What we're actually supposed to do is teach ourselves what to do with our families and what to teach us to help when we grow up and have our own kids, and what we want to learn to pass on to those kids that we're gonna have. Teach them what is something that you can learn for survival, or what you can do to start a business, to start a company, to create something, or to be able to.
Elijah, let me ask you a question. If I was coming to your house in a year's time, and I asked you, is there anything you have accomplished, what will you tell me?
One thing.
That's good, you're thinking. Continue to think. The reason I'm asking you is because this transition from boyhood into manhood, you are going to get tested daily. So we need to know, as your community, how are you going to be a man and not just a male that says something but doesn't follow through?
For instance, are you going to graduate and go to your next grade level? That's a yes or a no question.
Yes.
Okay, well that's an accomplishment.
One accomplishment would be very great.
What?
One accomplishment that I would really like to be able to accomplish is to teach kids.
Well, you gotta be more specific. You have to say one thing that you want to teach. What is the subject that you want to teach one person? At least one subject, one person.
So I have 5 things here that you told us so far. You said you want to be able to help younger children. You said you wanted to create something around the gutters and trash. You said you wanted to create something around survival, business, or some type of prototype. You wanted to create a prototype.
you.